Well, good morning, our beloveds. We finally have a muse. Someone who wishes to engage with us, query us, instead of just listen to us. And we love it. We had said a few weeks ago that we wish to interact, not just to sit with and preach to you all. Does that make sense? So we encourage you. Ask questions and we shall answer as we see fit, because it's all about expansion. So here the question is about the false self. Who is the false self? Is there even such a thing as the false self? Or is it just an aspect of you to be resolved, to be expressed, to be queried even? Why does the false self arise? Is it to distract you, to confuse you, to protect you, or to embellish you? What is it that you all see within your inner expressions when you see your losses, your tragedies, your travesties? It's all part of your journey. And when you finally recognize that your false self is not a false self per se, it is your hidden self. It is the one who expresses him, her, or itself to share with you where you are lost, where you are confused, where you are mistaken, where you are frustrated, where you are loved not. Does that make sense? When you go to the pound or the animal shelter to find a stray animal to bring home, what is it that you seek out? Let's start there. Do you seek out the quivering, shivering, frightened animal whom you want to heal? Or do you find the feisty, playful, aggressive one who knows who he is, but still needs to be taught some manners and some lessons? Does that make sense? What or who are you naturally attracted to? And therein lies the answer. Who is your false self? Your false self is that which calls you forth, because that is the part within you that you wish to heal. It is nothing bad. It is nothing to punish. It is nothing to lose. You don't want to lose that false self. You want to heal and integrate that false self. And when you offer it love, when you offer it kindness, when you offer it support, that makes a difference. When you leave it alone, when you ignore it, when you suppress it, when you shame it, when you shake it, when you beat it, when you torment it, you make it grow, because it just simply wants to feel safe within its own space. So your false ego, your false self, your hidden identity, those are the parts of you which were traumatized, which were hurt, which were diminished or left alone and abandoned and neglected, or whatever you want to describe it as. And when you came up with a coping mechanism, as we use in our social work speak, but when you figured out what works and what doesn't, and how to get your needs met, that's where your false self began to create its own set of identities. And it just wants to survive. It wants to live. It wants to be alive. It wants to express itself into infinity, because nothing that is ever alive desires to naturally die. It desires to expire, run out of life essence. But when you still have life essence, you don't wish to die, because there's so much more to experience. And we shall leave it there, because today's message is shorter and is specifically designed to answer the query of another who is really curious and who is willing to ask and share where his misunderstandings or confusions or just curiosity lies. When you ask the universe to show up for you in a way that matters to you, it does. And this is a perfect example of how we answer what you ask when you ask it. And this is just in a very literal and figurative way, because the answers are in the stars when you look to yourselves to find your own inner guidance system. Your own constellations are constantly evolving and rotating around within your own energetic imprint, because you have so much to explore, and we don't want to leave you in just one corner of the universe, but instead encourage you to explore all 4 corners, and maybe 8 corners, and maybe even more when you get out of the 3D and move into the 4D and the 5D, when there are no corners. There are no limitations. It's just expansion, exploration, and belief in the unknown and the unseen, because you just simply haven't explored it yet. You don't know what you don't know until you finally seek it out and learn it, find it, and understand it. And so it is. Namaste.